Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another GTA Online Q&A video. My name is Saintsfan, and today I have some awesome questions going over a bunch of different topics. We have the whole $1 million free money. Some people are asking about that. Obviously, the F1 DLC coming out maybe this week, maybe sometime sooner or after that. Who knows? And then, obviously, the future. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Now, the first question from Shadow Ninja. I haven't received my 1 mil, but I've been on since the 30th. When or why is this happening? A lot of people are wondering where the free money is. Look, I'm going to be honest. I know Rockstar did say that it would only take 72 hours from when you logged in to get your money, but they've done this multiple times where they say it only takes like 3 days and it ends up taking a full week or something. I don't know why Rockstar say stuff like that, because it's like their release dates with games. We all know they're not true. We all know they're getting delayed and everything. So I think that for those wondering where their money is, it's not that it's not coming. It's just it's going to be a little longer, which is unfortunate, obviously, because everyone wants that $1 million. And I've been waiting too. So I know I haven't gotten it. Granted, I don't know if it also depends on different consoles or platforms. I'm obviously on PC. Not sure what platform that Shadow Ninja was on. But I am curious in the comment section, has anyone actually gotten their 1 million yet? I have seen some people post pictures of their 1 mil, so I do know it's gone out to some people. But yeah, like I said, it's just Rockstar. They're always like so delayed with stuff like this. The next question from Max: if we could get the F1 cars this Thursday and the DLC, or we possibly be getting both F1 cars at the same time? I think if the DLC were to come out, that would be a smart move. Now, whether or not Rockstar would do that, obviously, are they going to be smart with it or not? Who knows? I will say, though, if the DLC or the update ends up coming out while we're still in the drip feed, I think there's going to be a lot more F1 cars or just F1 style cars or stuff like that released. So it might not matter if the two that we know about now, if they do come out, because I'm sure there'll be other ones. Then we have Moldy Worm. He says, do you think we'll get any classic F1 cars like from the 60s, 70s in the next DLC? And do you think that we will get the go-kart from San Andreas, since it's kind of a similar vehicle and Rockstar could add go-kart races into the game? You know, you mentioned this, and I've always wanted the go-kart, like a mini go-kart, to be in the game. But this DLC would be perfect for it. We're just talking about if other cars are going to be coming, or, you know, the DLC vehicles, if they're going to be actually added with the DLC. All at the same time. But I will say, a go-kart vehicle with a go-kart race would fit this DLC, I think, perfectly, because a go-kart race would be very similar to an F1 race. Now, maybe it wouldn't be like as long, and maybe it could be tweaked a little bit, but you could still have the same mechanics where different wheel types may be affected. You could also have pit stops and everything to sort of have that same vibe going. But yeah, having like mini go-kart races would be awesome. And look, they could even make it a little bit more fun compared to like traditional F1 racing, and throw in some of those bonuses and upgrades you can get in the other races, like the guns, like the explosive stuff. I don't know. I haven't raced in a hot minute, so I don't really remember exactly what they have, but they could kind of make it like a Mario Kart type game. So I would love that. And honestly, now that you mentioned that and you got in my mind, I'm kind of going to be disappointed if Rockstar don't do that. But look, that's a great thing that they could add. You know, if they wanted to keep the serious style with the F1 and then have a little fun with it as well, to sort of cater to both audiences of like the people who want to go racing and everything, that would be awesome. Now, as for the first part of your question, I do hope we see some more classic F1 cars. I think that'll be cool. It's just going to be, I'm so confused and interested in how it's going to work, how the customization is going to work, because Rockstar mentioned in their newswire when they talked about this upcoming DLC that different wheel types are going to matter. So I'm wondering if that extends further, if that means like different other types of customization options are going to matter and going to affect their performance. And if that's the case, then does it even really matter what the base car is? Because maybe you could, you know, end up using any of the F1 cars that they add. So I don't know. I do hope we obviously get more, but I'm just so interested in how this whole new system is going to work. Then we have Omar with a couple of questions here. I'm gonna actually answer the second question he asked here, because it's about GTA 6, and it's something interesting I've been thinking about lately, because I've seen some people also speculate on this topic. But he says, how do you think they will make GTA 6 more modern if they're going to do an older era, so like the 80s or the 90s? Because obviously the rumor, and a lot of people want it to be Vice City 2, so back in the 80s, back in Vice City. But I don't know if that's necessarily the best plan, because if they do go back in time, it's going to be similar to Red Dead Redemption, where you're limiting yourself. And look, we all know Rockstar don't want to limit themselves because they want to sell shark cards. You know, if they went back to the 80s, you can't really have these Oppressor Mark IIs and flying vehicles. Where if they were in the modern era, obviously that could happen because it's in GTA Online and God knows what's happening in the future, right? So they could get crazy with it. I will say, though, the one thing I've seen that would be the best of both worlds is if they did sort of like a split timeline. So in GTA 5, we had 3 different protagonists. Well, maybe what if in GTA 6, there's only one protagonist, but it spans, like that character spans both timelines. So in the 80s, like there's an early part of the story, and then maybe as like an older person in modern times is the second part of the story. I think that would be really cool, because that would obviously cater to the people who want that Vice City 2 aspect of the 80s, that just whole vibe. And that gives you some time in that environment, but that also puts you back in the modern world for online and just for new stuff to do and to see, you know, maybe what has happened and how time has progressed. I think that would be a lot of fun, and that could lead to a lot of cool situations and scenarios and environments and all that for Rockstar to make. In the comment section below, let me know what you're sort of hoping for GTA 6. Do you want it to be back in the 80s or the 90s, or do you want it to be more modern, or do you want it to be a mix like I just sort of mentioned, or do you want something completely different? I don't know. And then the final question again from Moldy Worm. He says, what are your DLC predictions for the summer and December DLCs? Now, I want to put this as the question of the day only because about a week or so ago, Rockstar on their newswire mentioned that we should expect more big updates and a few surprises as they move forward into the year. So we all know the little F1 racing DLC is coming next, but what is going to be that big summer update, and what is going to be obviously the big December update? I will say, if this year doesn't give us a police DLC, I don't think we're ever going to get it, because for the last 2 years, it seems like there's been a huge push in people in the community wanting some sort of police RP style update, and that has given Rockstar a year or two to sort of prep that sort of DLC. So if we don't get that either this summer or December, I don't think we're ever getting it. That is one of the ones I do hope we get. But as far as another DLC I would love to see is a sort of Midnight Club DLC. It's kind of shocking how the game is it's GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and yet we've kind of had a lacking of a vehicle-based DLC that's in that sort of style. Now, as far as the story and everything, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they could somehow tie it into some heist. I don't know. But I would love to see a Midnight Club DLC where they add a bunch of Benny's style vehicles to the game with tons of customization, tons of options, maybe even some new racing. That would be fun. I just feel like since we haven't really received any big car updates in it feels like a couple of years, one final one before they end up going on to GTA 6 would be much appreciated. That would be awesome. But let me know in the comment section, if you had 2 updates that you want to see this year, what are they? Thank you all for watching. Please drop a video like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more GTA Online content, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.